Thank you, my viewers. Today's I'm going to tell you about the NATO because it is very important for the SSB practitioners because it is also in news. So, gentlemen, now I'm going to tell you about the NATO. So, Jai Hind, one and all present here. Today's my lecture topic is NATO. NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is also known as the Washington Treaty. It was formed in 4 April 1949 and it had 12 founding members, but initially it is expanded now. They are 32 members, and the last member is Sweden, and their headquarters is in Brussels, Belgium. So, gentlemen, why such a need to form such a group? Because after the World War II, the both countries like USA and USSR entered in the Cold War. So, the USSR decided to stop the expansion of USSR and ally with the Western countries and form a group. So, gentlemen, what is the main motive of this group? So, the main motive of the group is stop the expansion of the USSR and have a military alliance between the countries. And the NATO countries have a combined military, and the militaries have 3.5 million, and they spend their 2% of their military. If I'm talking about the military exercise, the all countries are having good exercise like the sand have a defender and the stand have moon. These are exercises where the 90,000 soldiers will be participated in it, and they are also expanded there the technology advancement, and they share the also the tactics of the war. So, gentlemen, these are very important. If I'm talking about the body of NATO, there is the NAC, the North Atlantic Council. They are started their strategy of the military, and there is NAC, the North Atlantic Cooperation Council. It was formed in 1997 because the NATO countries want to the peace because the USSR and the USA cooperation, but it was failed. If I'm talking about the fail of USS NATO, they are a failure of the NATO's like 9/11 attack, and the also one of the NATO's failure is the Afghanistan when the Donald Trump government withdrew their NATO troops and the USA troops. So these are failures because as we know the Afghanistan's now Taliban's, and this is a heaven of terrorists. And the success of NATO, if I'm talking about the 9/11, after the 9/11 the NATO countries come together and and the African countries, 40 countries attack on the kill the Osama bin Laden. So this is the one of the success, and also they are success to break down the USSR. So these are success of the NATO. If I'm talking about the India's perspective, the India's perspective is also they are offering to permanent member in the NATO, and but India denied because India want to the peace and developing nation rather than they are engaging with the troops and they fighting each other. And if I'm talking about the NATO also provide such good assistance for the Indias in maintaining the peace and the harmony in the Indo-Pacific Ocean. The way forward of the NATO. The NATO countries are recently celebrating the 20 74th anniversary, and they also working on that the upcoming threat of the world like gentlemen, there is a upcoming threat of the AI and the cyber crime and the cyber warfare. So the NATO countries must be participated in that exercise and eradicate some challenges. And the NATO countries also working on the eradicate the terrorism and also working on the climate change. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.